So I'm joined with Goldy Locks. You know her for Impact Wrestling. You know her for her podcast. You know her for her content. She is just an incredible woman. And if you haven't booked a cameo video, you need to do it. Just give her the info, and she's got you covered. She's got the best cameo videos out there. She really
You
puts.
are so sweet. You are so sweet, Kenny. So sweet. And tell us what's coming ahead for you. I know there's exciting things
Yeah.
on the horizon. Like what can you tell us that you're gonna get into?
So what's next for me is that I'm still doing radio. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not like shutting it down completely. It's just that the wrestling radio phase is coming to an end. So
Okay.
for the last 5 to 6 years, I've grown a passion of supporting local music. I've been
Mm.
an advocate for supporting local and independent music, and I go to music shows. I've met a lot of friends. I live here in Kentucky. I do another show. It's called Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, and that show focused more on like local and independent artists of all genres. And
Okay.
I've been doing that show for 14 years. Um,
Wow. Where
so
in Kentucky, Kenny?
in Lexington. I'm currently in
Oh, right
Lexington.
on.
So I know your band has been in Louisville on several occasions.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so I may need to make a trip to Louisville the next time y'all approach there.
That
So
would be so cool. And I got to figure out some places in Lexington too. They got to have some place to play in Lexington, don't
yeah,
they?
they got some places here and there. We starting to open things up already, and there might be
Nice.
some more restrictions lifted before the summer.
Mm.
So we getting there. We getting there. So basically, this show is ending tonight. So the chilling show that I do is usually on Saturdays, and
Okay.
I'm announcing this show will be taking a spot. I'm gonna be the chilling show is gonna be on twice a week now, starting next
Okay.
week. So it just gives more opportunities to local independent artists, and be playing their music and stuff. And that's become a passion of mine. Is I'm still a wrestling fan, and I'll talk some wrestling here and there. But my main focus is just to be a platform for local and independent artists. So that's the path that I'm going next week for sure. So that's
Incredible.
and since you've done cameos for the wrestling show, I definitely want to get a cameo for the chilling show and put your own spin
Ooh.
to it. So I mean, every time I do a cameo with you, it's automatic. It's money. I'm left very satisfied. I'm giving you 5 stars. You
Oh,
know,
you know what I was gonna say is we got to figure out with all these 14 years of music shows,
yeah.
10 years of wrestling support, we got to figure out a way to monetize Kenny Cummings. We got to make you some money with advertising or with something. We gotta bring some revenue your way. So I'm trying to figure that out. I was just putting on my thinking hat right now, thinking, how can we get Kenny more revenue? Because you really do a great job.
That's a good question. I mean, I do this for the love of it. I mean, I'm all for getting paid too. You know, I'm not gonna say
Mm-hmm.
no to money. You know, people say, "Hey, Kenny, get you some. You know, here's some money." You know, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no to money at all. Especially with this pandemic, I get all the money I can get. Um,
I know it. I just
so
think maybe it would be cool if you turned your radio show into like maybe every 2 months or so, like maybe there's some sort of live promotion or something that you put together with some of the people that you featured. Or
yeah.
I'm just putting my thoughts together here. I always want to see the best for you and
Hmm.
get you everything that you deserve because you're a real good dude and you're really pro, very professional, and you never have to worry with you. You're just the furthest thing from a flake. There's a lot of flaky people in music and wrestling and sports entertainment, and they just don't show up, or they're just flaky. That's the best way to say it. And I really appreciate that. I always know what you say is what you see is what you get with Kenny. That's what I like about you.
I like the sound of that. What you see is what you get. You know, this is me then. This is me if I see you in person. This is me on the social medias. You know, I don't, you know, I don't, it's not a facade. This is who I am.
Yep, I got that.
So it's,
legit.
I'm that dude, for sure. So yeah, I have been asking. I've been asking around for some opportunities, and I'm just waiting on people. And I'm still keeping in touch with people and to see what we can come up with. So you know, I'm all for whatever. Just you know, let's just see where we go with that, and see what we do. I'm still gonna watch wrestling every week. I'm still gonna check out my wrestling friends, at shows. I'm still doing that. But it's just, it is what it is. So I'm cool. I'm in a good state of mind. One
like
door
that.
closes, another one opens. So that's how I see it, and that's a lot of good wrestling radio shows out there. So please, man, encourage people to check out the shows. Check out Goldie's show. Check out her show with Vince Russo. I be on social media every day. I'm on Twitter. I see the clips. I see the talks. Vince Russo, good mind for the business. He's been around the block. He's been around for a long time. He's always got some good stories. So I'm always intrigued of what he's saying. And I don't think we've talked about this on the last interview we did. Is you and Vince, and y'all doing these shows together. How did y'all first meet, and what led y'all to doing some radio stuff together?
We met, of course, with Impact Wrestling, and we met on a weird note where he wanted me to do stuff that I wasn't cool doing. I'm just pretty straight shooter, and I like being sexy and looking hot. I like health and wellness. If you're gonna show some skin, I like there to be a reason for it. Like you did some work. Like I never minded Trinity. If you remember her from the first Impact cast promotion, Trinity could walk out to the ring buck ass naked or with caution tape around her boobs, and I never cared, and I don't think anybody else cared. Any other woman cared, because like she brought the goods. Like there was nothing but like, I'm a powerhouse. This is me. It's real. It's authentic. And she was a transparent human being, and she did the work. Like she just looked physically amazing. Like if I was to have a girl crush, it would be on Stephanie Pinocchio. And she was a real class act, and I'd like to think of myself as a pretty class act. And when Vince came in, he wanted it. Well, it's called TNA, so it's very tits and ass, and I wasn't brought on to do all that stuff, and he was trying to, get me to kind of fold and do some spots that he wanted, and I just said, I'm not doing it. And he kept trying to like modify it, but it was still like not what I wanted to do. It wasn't in my wheelhouse. There's plenty of other chicks that do that stuff, so I told him to go find them, and he did. He found somebody that would run out to the ring and take their top off and act like their top fall off. If anybody's that stupid that their top's falling off, then they got some issues. So it wasn't for me. No offense. Everybody's got their thing, and it ain't mine. So anyway, we got off to an interesting start, and he kind of saw that I was my own person, and I wasn't gonna take any shit. And if I had an opinion, I was gonna stick to my ground. So that's how Vince and I met. And then we did Impact, and then I left, and Vince left, and Vince went on his way, and I went on my way. And then about 3-4 years ago, he reached out to me and said, I'm doing this new thing. It's going to be like Howard Stern, but I need a Robin, and I need her to be super sarcastic and edgy and just run her mouth and whatnot. And then I started on the brand on the Realm Network with Bucket Full of Chicken Necks, which was real cool. And it was kind of current events and this and that. And then one day Vince just said, I'm not going to do the show anymore. And, if you want your own show. And I was thinking, oh, that's going to be really hard. You know how hard it is, Kenny, to produce a show and get people to show up and not flake out. So long story short, I started Goldy's Closet. Like, I'm on the 112th episode this week today. And that's how we met. We switched off from Bucket Full of Chicken Necks for me to have my own show, and now Vince brings in other talent like Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. Angelina was just on my podcast a couple weeks ago, and she crushed it. Like, he brings in talent. He's kind of like his own wrestling, sports entertainment record label, if you will. And that's our story.
That was definitely an interesting story how things started and getting to, because I guess you could say things got off the wrong foot per se, but
kind of, Kenny. But wrong foot as much as you make it. Like, if you want to turn it into something bad, then you can definitely do that. But I just said it's not for me. And I think if more people would just be true to themselves and say it's not for me, but then I think everybody else would have done it anyway out of the pressure. Not that he was pressuring. Just like a pressure that we all put on each other to say, if you don't do something, somebody else is going to take your spot. And I'm all about just authenticity and my own morals, my own ground. And if I don't think that it's right for me, I'm not going to do it. And if I get fired, I guess I think God's got my back. Then it wasn't meant to be, And I didn't get fired because it was meant to be that I stuck around. And then it was meant to be that I left on good terms with Vince. Enough so that he called me 4 years ago and said, I'm doing this. Do you want to be a part of it? I'd like to think I helped, with the brand and getting some things, bringing more women over there. And, whether or not people listen to my podcast or not, or even give a shit, at least it's there and it adds value to the brand because it's not just a bunch of dudes jerking themselves off talking about wrestling. At least there's some other stuff too. The beautiful people, they've got their own podcast on them. Vince's brand, and that's different than my brand. It's different than my stuff. My stuff is what it is. And, maybe you like the content, maybe you don't. Maybe you like me, maybe you don't. Maybe you like one or the other or whatever, but it's there and it's adding something more for your money when you join up on Vince's, monthly subscription, which he offers a ton of stuff on there. So if sports entertainment is your thing, or wrestling, in my case, that and other stuff too, because I try to change it up every week. Sometimes it's wrestling, sometimes like you, Kenny. Sometimes it's music and interviewing artists. I'd like to do more paranormal. I'm going to start getting into more cryptocurrency, talking about those sort of investments, since I know people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars in that space, and I'd like to introduce it to our audience. Like, whatever it is, as long as it's interesting and it educates and it entertains and it motivates and encourages, then I'm all about it. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
You definitely bring the best of both worlds, educate and entertain. And that's why I admire people like you and Vince, and the beautiful people and every podcaster out there that's just authentic and be true to themselves. And just you being able to do podcasting for as long as you have, that's incredible. And
you are the one. You're the one that's incredible, Mr. 10, 14 years. That's insane. That's really hard.
Yeah. For me, podcasting, it just started as an experiment. Like, maybe I can do something with this. And I didn't think I was going to do it for that long. And yet someone or something just told me to keep going. And I did. I've met a lot of good people along the way. I've been fortunate and blessed to chat with so many good people in the wrestling world and to hear their stories and just keep it interesting. And, I'll cherish those moments forever. They could have done anything else, but they chose to chat with little old me. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to have people like Goldy Locks on this final show. And just, I said I was not going to cry. I said I was going to hold it together. But, but it is this is it's it is what it is. So I'm happy. And I'm happy where I'm at now, and looking ahead. You can check out Goldy's podcast on Vince Russo's um, um, channel. Go check that out. Check out the beautiful people, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love. I love those ladies. Shout out to
Yeah, they're
them.
cool.
Two legends in their own right, Vince and every other podcast. I mean, they got content for everybody. They got all types of podcasts. So please go check them out. And Goldie, thank you so much for being on the show. And just continue to be you. And just keep it golden. No pun intended. And and next time your band comes to Kentucky, I'll definitely do what I can to come through. I definitely want to see
can't
Goldie.
wait to meet you. I really can't wait to meet you. That's going to be a blast, dude. You're the best.
Yes, you the best. You the best, Goldie. I appreciate you. But continued success. Be safe, and we'll still keep in touch through Twitter. We'll keep in touch
You got
there.
it, brother. You got it.
Yes,
I'm excited to see what happens for you.
All right.
It's on
Well,
the horizon. I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited as well. I'm gonna let you go, Goldie. Thanks again, and we'll keep in touch.
You got it, honey. You have a wonderful night, and good luck with the rest of your guests tonight.
All right.
Congratulations on 10 years.
Thank you. Much love.
Okay, sweetheart. Love you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.